What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Firecat and the Thundercat, what's going on with them, what the plan is for them for this winter, what they need. But first, I just want to bring up two things. One, I'm going to be doing a free giveaway on my Facebook page at Middle Lake Tuning. You can always check that out. I also have an Instagram page at Middle Lake Tuning, same name across the board. But I'm going to be doing a free giveaway. Just a shirt and a couple stickers. I'm probably gonna put it up. You know what? It might even be up by the time this video goes up, and I'm just gonna run it for like a week. So the odds are gonna be pretty good at winning, because I don't think a whole lot of people are gonna enter that. But if you guys want the potential to win a free shirt and some stickers, things like that, there'll be details on the Facebook page how to do it. Also, I'm gonna probably have some sweaters up soon on the link that I'll put below. We have some t-shirts, sweaters, and stickers for sale on the Etsy page down below. So if you guys want to buy some merch, it'll be there. Sweaters will be up soon. And second of all, as always, if you like this stuff, guys, please subscribe, share, send this video to your buddies. I appreciate the support, guys. The comments down below are awesome. And actually, I might need your opinion on a couple things here. So we'll start off with I'll start with the Firecat. Actually, we'll start up with the disaster that is my tent shed. I'm not even going to try and hide it from you guys. It's a show. It always is. Anyways, the Firecat. So I don't know if I've ever really talked about this machine that much. So I bought this sled about 5 years ago for my wife, actually, because I wanted a sled for my wife to drive. And she's taken it out in the 5 years, probably about, actually 0 times. Never took it out. Anyways, so I guess it's just going to be doing whatever I want with it now. So long story short, she's pretty tired. It runs, but it's tired. So compression is okay. It's got 115 pounds, I think, last I checked in each cylinder, which is like acceptable. But everything else, well, play here, play in the air arm, check that out. That ain't normal. Everything on this thing's loose. Front shock's blown, rear shock's blown. The clutching is bad. The primary is very, very, very worn. What did I end up doing? When I bought it, the primary spring was broken in the clutch, so I tore the whole clutch off, and it looks like no one has ever done a service on this clutch ever. This sled's got 9,000 something miles on, 9,300 miles, I think. The primary weights were worn right into the clutch body itself where it sits. So I ended up taking off down all the high spots and using little spacers and stuff to make it work, but it's not the ideal setup. I ended up putting a new factory yellow spring in it last year or the year before. Actually, no, sorry, a few years ago when I got it. And it runs okay. It runs good. It's not perfect, but here's what I'm thinking for this thing. So we have some local drag races that happen each year around here, and I'm thinking this might actually be pretty good for the 500 class, because there's not a lot of competition in the 500 class, you think. Like, what other 500s out there made decent power? As far as I know, the 0304 Firecats, the power valve ones, I think they're 104 horse, something like that. But I don't think there's any other 500s that were ever made that were near that power. Like, there was the XC 500s, which I don't know how much they made. The SXR 500s. There's the newer Firecat 500s that don't have power valves and make 85 horse, I think. But other than that, what is there? Like, those XCs and the SXRs, I don't know how much they make, but in the 80s, probably, maybe 90s. I don't know. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. I don't know what they make, but I'm trying to think of something else. I don't know. Unless somebody, this could happen, somebody could pull an SRX 500 the 1 year, what was it, 1982, out of a museum, and then we're done. We ain't winning, boys. But unless someone pulls a one of whatever it was, 20 SRX 500s out of museum, I think we got a chance here. But anyways, so what we're gonna do, I want to take both clutches off, go through them completely. They're tired, I know they are. I've looked up a bit recently on this, and D&D made a single pipe aftermarket, and they also made twins. But from what I read, they were no good. A lot of people said they didn't like them, and the stock pipe worked the best. So I honestly think I'm just going to leave the stock exhaust on it. So where I'm at with this is clean the clutches up, stock pipe, and I'm unsure what to do on the gearing. So factory gearing is 1940. I wanted to drop to an 18 on the top, but it's getting kind of, I don't know. So I'd like it to have a bit more bottom end. I don't care if the sled only does 95 miles an hour. It's a 500, but it would be nice to get it to rip out of the hole. So maybe drop to an 18 on the top. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave the gearing stock, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'll go through the skid, change any bearings that need to be done. I did it all when I bought it, and I haven't driven it much, but that was years ago. So change all the bearings in the skid, whatever needs to be done. Jack shaft, dry shaft, that's fine. Clutching has got to be figured out. If anybody has a good F5 clutch, and now from what I remember, it has to be an F5 clutch. Can't be F6, F7. It's a different taper, crank taper. If anyone has a good F5 clutch they feel like selling, let me know. Maybe I'll buy one and get this tired one off it. But that's where I'm at. Clutching. I had to redo the suspension, which is whatever. And maybe I'll go through my stash of, I have Firecat belts everywhere. Pick whichever belt looks the best. And then other than that, like, I don't know. I don't think anyone made an aftermarket Y pipe for it. I know for a while, people were making big power on cats by just changing Y pipes. Like the Crossfire 1000s had big gains. The ZR 900s had pretty good gains from Y pipes. I don't know if that's a thing for these. Maybe, maybe not. Once again, if you guys know, let me know. For the clutching setup, as for springs and weights, I've kind of heard everybody's different opinion on it, and I don't know. I don't know. From what I read, one person says one thing, one person says another. I think I might just go with factory clutching, but all fresh. And I like the orange black or orange white. I can't remember what it is anymore because they switched it. Primary spring. It bumps the engagement tension up to, I think, 140 pounds. The factory yellow spring's like 120. So I'll get the engagement a little higher out of the hole. And then maybe factory everything else, factory weights. I think I got Polaris weights in it right now, which are off by like 1 gram, but it's what I had laying around, and it works. So, other than that, I don't know. I think that's where we're at with that. Everything I read on the pipes and stuff, people say is no good. So it's almost, from what I see, the best thing to do is leave it mostly stock. Just get the clutching really figured out, and maybe some gearing, and that's it. I don't know. Like I said, if you guys have ideas, let me know. If you guys have played with an F5 specifically and you got them to go quick, let me know. I'm up for stuff. It's got the 1.3 snow cross track, which I guess isn't ideal for the drags, but is what it is. I'm not changing it. I think that's probably it with this. I don't know what else. Just cleaning up stuff. I got to fix the steering like I showed you earlier. She's loose, big loose. But maybe we'll just pretend that it's good and not do any steering components. You can see I tried here. I threw new tie rod ends on the outside, and then it made about roughly 0 difference, so I might just leave it and call her good. Anyways, that's the F5, guys. T-Cat. Ooh, the T-Cat. I love this thing. Where are we at? So I'll do the quick up-to-date, whatchamacallit, update here. For those of you who don't know anything about it or haven't seen the other videos on it, bought it last year, not running, did some minor things, changed all the fuel lines, cleaned the carbs. That's kind of it, actually. I think that's all I did. I didn't even open up the clutching yet, which I knew was going to be bad. And that was it. I just wanted to take it, get it running so I could take it for a drive and see what it's going to need. And on that first drive, yeah, recoil fell apart. Spring went in behind the mag. This is what I'm assuming. Spring went in behind the flywheel, took the stator out, towed it home dead. But it wasn't ready to drive, and I wanted to drive it, and here we are. Broke the down, of course. So I haven't done, not gonna lie, guys, I haven't done a thing to it since. It's been sitting here. But plan for this one, almost similar to the F5, really. I don't really plan on bringing this in the 900 class. There's a lot of competition when you start getting to that. And not only that, when you're doing these drag races, they're usually 660 feet is normally what they run them. Sometimes they'll run 1320, whatever. But what I want to do with this is leave the stock pipes on it. The stock pipes were very good in this first gen chassis. You did not see many gains from any of the aftermarket pipes on these until you start doing porting and things like that and opening it up. Then the pipes started to make a difference, but there was no major noticeable gains from any of the pipes from what I remember on a stock T-Cat, except the Reacher pipes. They gave you a little bit, but they're like disgustingly loud, so that's a no. So the plan on this, honestly, same thing. We're going to get it running again. Obviously, I got a flywheel in the shed. We're going to get that, new stator, get it running. and I don't think I'm going to do much. I don't like how the suspension is set in the rear right now. It's set very high. I'm going to drop that down. I'm 100% going to be doing some gearing on it, and this is honestly the main reason why I didn't really want to run in the radar runs, because I want to gear this thing for long lake pulls. Like I'm not going to set it up to do short distance 660 1320 stuff. I'm going to set this thing up where I can hold it forever on the lake and get big top end. Anyways, that's kind of the update on these. If any of you guys have a line on a rear bumper with the plastic and everything and a nice cat flap like an OEM one, I need one. I may need a stator. I know I have a flywheel. I may need a stator, but I think I might just buy a new one or get mine rewound. And that's kind of it. Oh yeah, the purple skis. I asked you guys last year whether you like the purple skis, and most of you said you did. But the problem is I got these hanging around, but it doesn't have the mounting bracket where you can actually bolt it to the spindle. You see, it's missing a piece here, so you can't bolt it to the sled. But here's what I'm thinking. I got these Firecat skis, right? This plus this, you know, maybe not, might work. Bracket on bracket crime, I don't know. But I'd like to get those purple skis on there. I think that's where I'm at with this. Motor solids 120, I think it was compression across the board. It's just getting the spark back in her and cleaning it up. When I did get it out for the one run last year, it was absolutely miserable. I think it ran like 80 something miles an hour, just embarrassing. But like I said, that was the first ride on it. I just wanted to see how the clutching worked, and apparently it doesn't work at all. So same thing, clutch has got to come off this. It's got a roller secondary on it. I have a good condition button secondary from my old 94 T-Cat. I think I'm going to throw the button clutch back on it, and honestly, it's just because I've had luck with it in the past and it's worked good for me. I don't know. I'm going to do that. Plus, not to mention the secondary, and this one's kind of ghetto. Some rigged things going on with it. But, yeah, we'll go through the clutching and get that dialed. And I think that's it, honestly, guys. But, like I said, I'm always up for suggestion, guys. You got anything you want to see with these sleds specifically, you let me know. If you got parts for either of them that I need, guys, let me know. I'm here. I'll buy some parts off you guys. But I think that's it. So stay tuned for more of that coming up. This season, obviously, I'll probably put videos up when I'm working on them, things like that. And yeah, stay tuned for that free giveaway on my Facebook page. That'll be there. If you want to buy a t-shirt, maybe if I sell 2, maybe 3 t-shirts, I can buy a new clutch spring for the Firecat. That'd be cool, eh? So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Maybe next time these things will be running. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, bye for now.
Hey! Subscribe to the channel.